Okay. Whenever we do talk about subprograms, so there are three things: procedures, functions. Third one is packages. Package is nothing but a group. So group of procedures plus group of functions are what? Package, simply, nothing special. But procedures and functions are very important, but packages is just simply, it's a package, a pack of the procedures and functions. And one more is triggers. One more is triggers. Procedures, functions and triggers. So let us understand what is a procedure. What is a procedure? Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. So let us understand about what is procedure. So procedure is nothing but a Plsql block. A procedure is nothing but a Plsql block. This procedure is what actually we call as a stored procedure. Procedure or stored procedure. Okay. So procedure is nothing but a Plsql block, means it is a program, nothing special. Just a declaration part will be there, and also body executable statements part will be there. Okay. And also exception handling part will be there. This all. This is simply a program. But this program contains a name. This Plsql procedure is nothing but a Plsql block that contains a name. That's why a procedure, a stored procedure, is a named Plsql block. A stored procedure is a named Plsql block. This stored procedure resides in your database. This stored procedure resides in your database as a database object. Okay, what is stored procedure? Means stored procedure is nothing but a program which contains a name. This resides in your database as a database object. So just like your table, your view, your sequence, your synonym, how it is a database object, same way this program resides in your database as a database object. This is a stored procedure. Of course, procedure is also the same, function is also the same, package is also the same, trigger is also the same, right? This is the commonly applicable concept for all kinds of stored procedures. Okay. So what is stored procedure? Stored procedure is a named PLSQL block. So a PLSQL block contains a name. The stored procedure resides in your database as a database object permanently, so that whenever you want to execute it, just you can call that, right? Whenever you want to execute the stored procedure, you can have a call, just call the so-and-so procedure, call so-and-so function, right? So this is what exactly about stored procedure. So what I am telling you, stored procedure and function also the same. Procedure and function is also the same. I am telling you. What is function? Function is a PLSQL block which contains a name which resides in your database as a database object. Both I am telling the same, right? But what is major difference between procedure and function? As well, if the program resides in your database, as a database object, whenever you required, you are calling the procedure or you are calling the function, generally a program takes inputs and a program gives outputs. How this procedure, how this function takes inputs and gives you outputs, right? So here major difference is the procedure takes parameters and also functions also takes parameter. What is procedure? Procedure is a named PLSQL block which resides in your database as a database object. Procedure takes parameters. Procedure takes parameters. The same way function also takes parameter. Absolutely same. But what exactly the difference? First difference. Procedure does not return a value. Function returns a value. Please write down these points if necessary. Procedure does not return a value, but function returns a value. Okay. This is the major difference. So what are here in Oracle, for passing the parameters, there are different types of parameters it supports. There are different types of parameters it supports. So there are three different types of parameters Oracle supports to pass values into either procedure or function. One is input parameter, second one is output parameter, third one is in-out parameter. What is input parameter? What is output parameter? What is in-out parameter? Just let you understand, this is a procedure or function, whatever it is. I want to pass parameters, means I have to call the procedure or not. For example, this is PROC1. This is a procedure, let you assume that. This is, for example, PROC1. This is procedure 1, simply to say. I want to call this procedure. Of course, syntaxes are different. Just for your understanding, I'm telling like this. Call the procedure PROC1. So I need to give inputs to the procedure, right? I need to give inputs to the procedure. Something like A, comma B. A and B both are input parameters. AD, SB, ML, DV, RM. These are the output parameters, if you understand. So please understand that this black color to the blue color things are input parameters. This maroon color things are output parameters. It means what? The input parameter is used to give value as an input into the procedure. A is given as an input to the procedure. B is given as an input to the procedure. Then procedure will be executed. After completion of execution, at the end, actually it sends output. AD, it gives output. SB, it gives output. ML, it gives output. DV, it gives output. RM, it gives output. So what is input parameter? Input parameter is used to pass value into the procedure. It is giving values as an input to the procedure for the procedure execution. Then what is output parameter? At end of execution of the procedure may pass values back from the procedure, passing values from the procedure to calling the procedure is what output parameter. So what is input parameter? Passing values from calling procedure to procedure is what input parameter. Passing values from procedure to calling procedure is what output parameter. Then what's about in-out parameter? Okay. Suppose here there is a parameter that is in-out parameter, something like X. So at the calling, while beginning of the execution, X act as an input parameter. At end of the execution, the same X act as an output parameter. So in-out parameter is simply combination of input parameter as well output parameter both. It is combination of input parameter and output parameter both. All of you clear about what is procedure? Procedure is a named PLSQL block which resides in your database with a name as a database object. The procedure can take parameters. Procedure can support three different types of parameters: input parameter, output parameter, in-out parameter. Procedure does not return any value. All of you clear about it? Prabhu? Hanuman Garu, Chetu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then what is function? What is function? Function is also the same, I told you, right? Function is also a named PLSQL block. Function is also a named PLSQL block which resides in your database as a database object. Function is also a named PLSQL block which resides in your database as a database object. Okay.
Sir?
Hello?
Sir.
Yeah, Hanuman garu cheppandi.
కాల్ ప్రొసీజర్ అన్ని ఇన్పుట్ పారామీటర్ అవుట్పుట్ పారామీటర్ ఒకేసారి ఇచ్చేసాం కదండి, ఎట్లా అర్థం చేసుకుంటుంది ఏది ఇన్పుట్ ఏది అవుట్పుట్?
మనం కీవర్డ్ మెన్షన్ చేస్తాం, ఇది ఇన్పుట్ ఇది అవుట్పుట్ అని మెన్షన్ చేస్తాం.
ఓకే ఓకే.
దాని ప్రకారం అది అర్థం చేసుకుని ఫస్ట్ ఎట్ ద బిగినింగ్ ఇట్ టేక్స్ వాల్యూస్ ఫ్రమ్ ది ఇన్పుట్ పారామీటర్ అండ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ ఇట్. అట్ ఎండింగ్ పాస్ వాల్యూస్ ఫ్రమ్ ది అవుట్పుట్ పారామీటర్.
యా, మీరు ఇక్కడ సింటాక్స్ చూసి నాకు అర్థం కాలేదండి, అందుకనే అడిగాను. సారీ,
సింటాక్స్, ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ సింటాక్స్, జస్ట్ ఐఎమ్ ట్రైయింగ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ యూ యూజింగ్ సమ్ కలర్ కోడ్స్, దట్స్ ఇట్.
ఓకే.
Yeah, syntax is different. I will show you the syntax. Function is also the same like stored procedure. Function is a named PLSQL block which resides in your database as a database object with a name, and whenever you want you can call the function. Function supports parameters. Function supports three different types of parameters, but mostly while writing the functions in real time, we use only input parameters. Generally, we doesn't take output parameters using the functions, but still technically it supports. Okay. but function returns a value. Please remember this point. Function returns a value. Function must return a value. A function can return only one value at a time. Function returns a value. Function must return a value. A function can return only one value at a time. So that I can call something like variable is equal to function and its parameters. Parameter 1, parameter 2. Like this I can call the function. Understand? So all of you people already learned about varieties of functions in SQL. Number functions, string functions, date functions, conversion functions. These all are functions only. You know that, right? A function can be used in select statement because a function can return a value. Select function name, bracket begin, parameters, from something like dual. Like this you can execute the function because function returns a value. You can't call the procedure from a select statement. You can't assign the procedure to a variable because the procedure does not return a value. Function returns a value. Function must return a value. Function returns only one value at a time. Got it? Are you clear about what is function? Within the function body, we will write return keyword. Using the return keyword, function returns a value. Output parameter is different and return is different. Are you realized about this difference? Prabhu, Hanuman Garu, Chetu? Hello, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hanuman Garu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. This is major difference between procedure and function. In real time, this is a guarantee question almost. In interviews, it's a guarantee question almost. Do you know about stored procedures? Yes, I know. I do. Yes. Then what is the difference between procedure and function? You'll say that simply, procedure doesn't return a value, function returns a value, function must return one value at a time. So, what are the various types of parameters the procedures and function supports? A subsequent question. That is, it supports input parameter, output parameter, in-out parameter. Can you tell me about what is output parameter? Output parameter is used to pass values from the body of the procedure to calling the procedure. Then procedure is returning a value, right? Procedure is giving value back, right? So how can you say a function cannot return, function must return a value, procedure doesn't return a value? How can you say? Do you understand my question, Prabhu? So how can you answer? Procedure you can't assign to a variable. Procedure you can't call from the select statement because it doesn't return value. It may give values back in indirect way called using parameters. That is output parameters. But function straight away returns a value so that you can assign the function to a variable. You can call the function from a select statement. Got it? Are you clear?
Yeah.
In real time, what is the use of this procedure? What is the use of this function? Function is used for developing some operation to do with the database, right? Procedure is used to develop some operation to do with the database. Understand? But function is not to perform operation. Function is used to perform some functionality and gives you result. Function is used to perform some functionality and gives you result. Are you clear? This is what actually procedure and function is. You know, just realize about functions, built-in functions, number functions or something like that. Similarly, you want to develop your own customized functionality. For example, simple interest calculation purpose, you want to develop your own customized functionality, then you will use the function. But something take the data from the one table and take the data from the second table and do some expressions, do some programming logic. After that, insert it into one table and update it in another table, and finally status or something you give back, something like that operations you want to do. Generally, we prefer developing the procedures. Are you clear? At what kind of situations we go for procedure, at what kind of situation we go for functions? Yeah. Functions you can call within the procedure, but procedure you cannot call within the function. Okay? Function you can call within the procedure, but some of the procedures we can, but all the procedures cannot be called within the function. Please remember the rule, like function you can call from the procedure, but procedure you can't call from the function. A function can be called within another function. Got it? A procedure can be called within another procedure. Got it? This is what exactly theoretically, conceptually to say what is procedure and what is function. Then what is package? Package is nothing special. Package is nothing like a pack. It's a packet. It's the packet of group of procedures, multiple procedures, and also multiple functions, right? These both are functions. These are the procedures. So altogether, a pack is what? Your package. So whenever you want to call that procedure or call the function, package name dot procedure name, then parameters. Package name dot function name, then parameters. Like that you have to call. So package is nothing but group of procedures and functions. So whenever you want to call the procedure, you can call the procedure. Whenever you want to call the function, you can call the function. Got it? This is what actually procedures and functions. So let us see them. See here, syntax for creating a procedure. All of you please go through this. Create or replace procedure, procedure name, parameter name, either it is input parameter, you give keyword in, or it is output parameter, you give the keyword out. If it is in-out parameter, you give the keyword out, in-out, then specify the data type. Similarly, comma, argument 2, what type of argument it is, data type, comma, argument 3, what type of argument it is, like this. So this is the syntax for creating a procedure. This is the first line of the procedure. Then variable declarations, begin, executable statements, exception, exception handling, and everything is same. Only this first definition is different. Got it? Hanuman garu. Prabhu.
Yeah.
You understand about this syntax? Hanuman garu, Chaitu. Yeah.
Yes.
So then you see, so what is input mode, what is output parameter, what is in-out parameter, okay? So what is exception session and everything. Just go through this program, create or replace procedure, procedure name. Odd even is the procedure name I gave. I am giving number as an input, but here no output parameters. Please remember. I am taking only input parameter in this example. I am not taking any output parameter. Procedure is possible without any parameter. Depends on your logic. And also procedure is possible with only input parameters. And also procedure is possible only output parameters. Procedure is possible with both in-out, input, in-out, input, output, in-out parameters, right? So in this example, I am taking only one argument, that is number is. So A is the number of 3. Here a is equal to mod of given number by 2. If a is equal to 0, then display the message n is even number. Otherwise, display the message n is odd number. So using this procedure, you can give a number as an input and you can find out it gives the message. It prints the message whether it is an even number or odd number, right? Clear? Do you understand this program, Hanuman Garu and Prabhu? It's a very simple stored procedure. But how do you execute it? If you execute this, it's not going to run. It's not going to give you any result. It gives you simply the statement like procedure is created successfully. That's it. It gives you a statement like procedure created successfully. That's it. If you want to call this procedure, you can use the keyword execute or exec. See, exec procedure name, give the parameter. Exec even odd. What is the procedure name here? ODD even, right? So exec ODD even bracket begin, then give the argument value that gives you the result. Like this you can call the procedure. So this is the statement for calling the procedure, right? Syntax for calling a procedure. I'll be clear about it. Hanuman Garu, Prabhu, you are clear, right?
Can you go back to the audio and procedure?
Yeah. So whenever you execute it, this program you write and execute it, it gives simply the result procedure.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. I thought A is the article in is a number tree.
Which one? A is simply.
It's a variable, right?
Yes, simply a variable.
Yeah. I thought it's article.
So this num is the argument. So it ends with e. The definition of the create replace procedure ends with is. After is within the declaration part starts. Here is a variable declaration. Then begin. Got it? Like this. And if whenever you require to execute this procedure, you can call the procedure like this. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is another procedure. Create or replace procedure name. Okay. Square of the number. So number is given, answer. Here you see num is the input parameter. ANS is the output parameter, right? ANS is equal to num into num. Very simple procedure I have created. Got it? How? But the thing you have to understand here is, in the previous case, only input parameters are there for the procedure. That's why at the SQL prompt I can execute using exec. But here, this procedure is having output parameter also. If the procedure does not have any parameter, directly you can call it from the SQL prompt using exec or execute keyword. If the procedure is having only input parameters, that you can call from the SQL prompt directly, no problem. But if the procedure is having output parameter, or if the procedure is having in-out parameters, they gives values back. So someone should be there to hold the value. Some variable you have to use to hold the value. That's why these kind of procedures we can call from another procedure, otherwise another anonymous PLSQL block. See here, this is declare a normal PLSQL block which does not have name and everything. Okay, RET is the number, NO is the number. So here simply I am calling the procedure name, parameter, input parameter is NO, output parameter is RET. Just it calls the procedure, takes the value from NO and gives the value back to RET. So RET will be displayed. This is the normal program I am writing. So within this program I am calling the square NO function procedure, right? So this is how you can write the procedure, and you can call the procedure that's having output parameters. Prabhu, you're clear, right?
Yeah. How do we create the procedure without any inputs or outputs?
How do you?
How do you create the procedure without any inputs or outputs?
So some procedure is there, something you have to do, okay? For that input values are not required, output values are not required, right? So,
Yeah.
for example, I want to print something like a line I want to print or some text I want to print, right?
Mm.
Just let me show you that. Just a second, I'll do that. Here you see, just I'm creating a procedure that is greet.
Mm.
So set server output on, here create or replace procedure name greet. Okay, here it is not taking any parameters, there is no parameters for this procedure, right? Then here I am declaring a variable that is hours, HRS is the variable, data type is number, then begin. So how can I take the HRS value? HRS colon is equal to char 2 underscore number of 2 underscore char of sysdate comma H24, right?
Yeah.
So here if you want to display dbms underscore output dot put underscore line, something like what is the value in the HRS I want to display, okay, simply. And is it required, any parameters are required for this? Not required, right?
No.
exec greet 15, right? And now the time of the system is 3:47 p.m. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
as per the current. That's why it is giving. I am writing again the procedure I am modifying, create or replace. Replace means modify. Okay. If
Mm-hmm.
HRS is less than or equal to 11, then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay. Else if HRS is less than or equal to something like 21, then of course here 12 plus 2, 3, 12 plus 4, 6. So it is 16. 16, then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line would move. Else if HRS is less than or equal to 22, then otherwise 23, 22, then good evening. Else, good night. Okay. And so now for this procedure, I need not to give any inputs, right? Here?
Yeah.
Time is 3:49 p.m. so good noon. So like this, some logics will be there for which you don't require any parameters. Got it? If you drop the procedure, drop procedure name, grid. I can drop the procedure. Like this. Of course, since procedure is a Plsql block, you can write insert commands, you can write update commands, you can write delete command, you can write commit, rollback, even select statement, cursors, what all concepts we discussed so far, whatever is required for your requirement, you can use it. Got it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this, you can use the procedure. Okay? Create or replace procedure, emp add, emp no, ename we are taking, then begin. Here I am executing insert command, and as well exceptions also we are handling here, right? It is just like an ordinary program, but still I am making it as a procedure. Whenever I want to call it, I can call it, right? So emp data you see. enm, jb, sal, these are the three variables. emp no is the input parameter. Then it is selecting the data and getting the value for this particular employee number and displaying, right? Of course, display, otherwise gives the output parameter. Anything, whatever you want, you can do it. Here, similarly, here emp data, the employee number, employee name, and department number. These are the inputs. Here, select ename, dname into these variables from output parameters. I am sending through the output parameters. Then here employee department, there are two variables. So ENO is the input I am taking, then emp data. So I am calling procedure within another procedure. Right. Like this, you can use so many procedures and you can work with the procedures. Within the procedure, you can use any kind of DML commands, DCL commands, like this. Okay? So these all are the various examples for the procedures you can practice. Function is also the similar, but the thing is function must return a value. See here, this is a syntax for function. All of you clear about the procedure? What is procedure? Prabhu, Hanuman Garu, Chetu, please let me know.
Yes, sir.
But please practice those examples, then you will be much more clear about it. Yeah. So here you see the syntax of creating a function. Create or replace function, function name, then arguments. Here return, what type of value it returns. Return data type is. So this is the syntax of defining a function for creation, for the function creation, right? Then quite common, local variable declaration, begin, exception handling and everything. Okay. But the last statement of the execution flow must be return keyword. It returns a value. Return keyword. Just observe here, this is a simple function. Create or replace function name cube. Cube is the name of the function. It is taking single input parameter. It returns a number type. Then ANS is the variable. ANS is equal to NO into NO into NO. That is the number cube. It returns value to, it returns ANS to the function. So while execution, you can call it using select statement. So here function returns a value by using return keyword, right? A simple function, and how to call the function using select statement. All of you clear? Prabhu, are you clear about it?
Yeah.
And similarly, you see another function, create or replace function max job. Okay. So this is DS is a varchar data type. Okay. So return a number. So max sal is actually a number data type. So select max sal into max sal variable from EMP where job is equal to so and so. In a particular given designation, who is taking maximum salary I want to take, that maximum salary I want to return. Got it? But using insert, update, delete commands within the function is not recommended, not supported. Okay? Here you see another function. Create or replace function, EMP check is the function name, employee number, sorry, employee name, it is varchar to return boolean. Is it true or false it returns, right? Here you see erec is a row type variable. Select star into erec from EMP where ename is equal to so and so, return true. So if select statement executes successfully, then it returns simply true. Otherwise, if the select statement is not successfully executed, what happens? No data found or too many rows, exceptions. If it goes to the no data found exception, it returns false, means employee is not there. If too many rows, employee is there, that's why return true. Like this, you can write some function. So how to call this function? Either you can call the function within the another Plsql block or another procedure or select statement, anything you can do. This is another Plsql block where we are calling the function, right? All of you clear about it? Prabhu?
How do we call the function without procedure
Select?
or without select statement?
No, not possible. Either you can call within the select statement or you can call within a Plsql block like this. Other than that, there is no possibility, nothing.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhu?
Yeah.
It is procedure, you can't call it from the select statement. If it is procedure, you can't call it from the select statement, right? Yep.
Yeah.
This one. So similarly, these are the create or replace total salary is a function. Like this, depends on your customized requirements. You can develop so many functions. Number of employees function. Like this, you can execute from the select statement. You can execute it in the another procedure. So odd even as a function, same thing. So here return NO. So here this is the number is the input, return value is varchar, right? So if using the select statement, you can call it. These are all of the examples for understanding what's about the function and how to work with the function and procedure. Then what is package? Package is nothing but group of procedures and functions. You can see here package definition and package body, two things will be there. This is the package definition. Create or replace package name as the function definition, function name, return number, procedure name and parameters. This is creation of the package, defining the package, right? Then after you can write the package body, create or replace package body, package name as the function name written is the function body you can write, and also procedure name is procedure body you can write, then end the procedure, end the function, finally end the package body is created. Simply, instead of creating functions individually, each and every function individually, each and every procedure individually, depends on some criteria or some concept, I am grouping them. So all similar type of procedures and functions I can group and I can put it in one package. So whenever I want to call it, I can call it like package name dot procedure name, right? Package name dot function name, like this you can call. Are you clear? Prabhu, please observe.
Yeah.
This is the package definition. This is the package definition. Clear? This is the package body. Within the package body, I have written my function, I have written my procedure body and end of the package. Then whenever I want to call it, package name dot function name, package name dot procedure name, right? Like this. So for grouping purpose we can use, these are what subprograms, procedures, functions and packages. Then triggers is also comes under subprograms actually. Trigger also comes under subprogram. Okay? All of you clear about it? So
Yeah.
next we are going to learn about triggers. Okay. So
Can you tell me again what is the specification and what is the name? Package name and package specification. They should be same, right?
they should be same. See, this is the package definition. Package name I give pack1, right? Here within the package definition, function definition. Function name is cube and argument return type. Procedure name arguments. The same thing you have to use here. But the thing is, complete logic you will write within the body. Got it?
I'm not able to see. Okay. Okay.
But in the definition, pack1 is the name I used. In the body also pack1 is the name, right? Here cube is the function name, here also cube. Here x is the argument number data type, x is the argument number data type. Return number data type, return number data type, right? Similarly, procedure EMP PROC DNO number, EMP PROC DNO number, right? Then you can write your logic. Yeah, like this actually we can use. Okay, this is what procedures and functions. These are very important for every PLSQL developer and even ETL developer also. Better having knowledge about these things. What is procedure and what is function and how it returns value. So effectively you can use it in your operations in further. Whatever technology you go for, this knowledge is, at least minimum knowledge is necessary. A PLSQL developer must be effective or efficient to develop their own procedures and functions, make it ready for others' use. Okay?
Yeah.
The next concept we have to discuss is triggers. Okay? So triggers are applying some rules on the tables. This is also like a procedure or function, but the thing is trigger you cannot call. Okay? Understand? See, this is your database. Trigger is a program named PLSQL block, but trigger cannot take any arguments. No arguments in case of trigger. Trigger is a PLSQL block which have a declaration part, begin and exception handling, everything. Trigger contains a name. Trigger contains a name. The trigger resides in your database as a database object. Trigger does not take any arguments and you cannot call the trigger. Are you clear? Oh. But only the thing is, this trigger you have created for an event. This is the trigger name. This is associated with a database event. Whenever the event occurs, automatically this trigger fires and this program will be executed, right? So what are the events? So what are the database events? Insert is a database event. Update is a database event. Delete is a database event. So before insert is a trigger. After insert is a trigger. Before update is a trigger. After update is a trigger. Before delete is a trigger. After update delete is a trigger, right? So there are 6. Not only the 6. Before insert for the insert statement is a trigger. Before insert for the insert statement is a trigger. Before insert for inserting each row is a trigger. For each statement for row. For statement for row. So here after insert for statement, after insert for row. Before update for statement for row. Before after update for statement, after update for row. Before delete for statement, before delete for row. Before delete for statement, after delete for statement, after delete for row, right? Because insert statement may insert multiple records at a time. Update statement may update multiple records at a time. Delete statement may delete multiple records at a time. For statement means that works only once for the entire statement. Okay. For row means if it is updating multiple rows, for each and every row it executes. Are you clear? So totally how many? 12 triggers, 12 events are there. Apart from this 12, you have instead of insert, instead of update, instead of delete. These are what we say instead of triggers. These are the events, total number of events in the in your SQL, in your Oracle to create the corresponding triggers. So for these events, you create the corresponding trigger program. So if you create that program and store in your database, whenever that event occurs, that program will be executed. Got it? See, these all are the events you can understand. These all are the list of events. So before update row, before update statement, before insert row, before insert statement, before delete row, before delete statement, after update row, after update statement, after insert row, after insert statement, after delete row, after delete statement, right? These all are the list of the triggers. Prabhu, are you clear?
Yeah.
So instead of trigger means instead of insert statement, this program will execute. Instead of update statement, this program will execute. Instead of delete statement, this program will execute. Okay. So what is before, after, before that it will be executed. But it is instead of, not like that. Instead of the insert command, this program will execute. Instead of delete command, this program will execute. Instead of update command, this program will execute. Okay. These are the instead of. So here syntax for creating a trigger is create or replace trigger name before or after or instead of. Delete or insert or update for each row or for each column, right? So then you write your Plsql block. See here, this is an example. Create or replace trigger name is emp salary update row is the trigger name. It is executing before update. So before the update statement, it should be execute on EMP. So here what is colon new and what is colon old? Please try to understand this also. This is also important. So colon new means new values coming from the command. Colon old means old values available in the table. Got it? Prabhu, are you clear about this colon new and colon old? Suppose I am writing insert command. Using insert command, I am going to insert new values into the table, right? All the new values only given by the insert command. Got it? So what are the new values you are sending using insert command? If you want to know, if you want to capture and use it within your trigger program, you can use it as colon new dot column name, right? Understand? Of course, here it is created for before update. That's why update command, let us understand about update command. So what update command is doing? Update command is replacing the existing old values with the new values, right? So update command support new values and also old values. Old values means values available in the table, though already available in the table, those are get updated. New means the values coming from the command. Those are newly coming to be replaced with old values, right? So this is update command. So while working with the trigger, within the trigger program, if you want to take what value coming from this statement, what value already available in the table, both you want to compare, both some logic you want to do, you can do it. So this is used to prepare the audit tables. Got it? Here you see EMP audit is a table. Each and every transaction with the EMP you want to capture and maintain some log table, something like that, some audit table. This trigger actually, you will be inserting data only to EMP table. But automatically this trigger files and it automatically puts some entries into the audit table also. This maintains audit table, right? Okay. So like this. Delete command only supports old values, no new values, because delete command only deletes the existing records. It doesn't take any new values, right? So like this. So this is how you can use the insert supports old and new, but insert supports only new because undefined. All fields are null in case of old. Update supports old and new, but delete supports only old, no new. Okay. So here is the examples. So what to do? Even you can lock a table using the trigger. You can simply block the table using the trigger. Here is the programs. Just you can practice them. This what about trigger? Trigger is also a named Plsql block which resides in your database. When the corresponding SQL event occurs, then the relevant trigger execute the program. But trigger you cannot call, trigger you cannot pass any parameters. Understand? If you want to drop a trigger, drop trigger name. This is what regarding the triggers. Okay? Okay, Prabhu, are you clear about what is procedure, what is function and what is trigger?
Yeah. I will have to read from document actually.
Yeah, actually.
To get the clear understanding.
Yeah, Prabhu, just go through the programs given in the material, okay? There are two PDF file already I gave you. Please practice each and every program, Prabhu. Okay, my recommendation is please practice each and every program I gave as an example in the material. If anything confuses or anything doubtful or some more help is required, please send me a mail or any Saturday or something like that. We meet and I will give you my support for you. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is what totally your SQL and PLSQL. Mostly stored procedures are very important. Prabhu, you are further. You are going to which area? Which technology?
Hadoop.
Hadoop, right? Okay. For you, ultimate. No problem. For you, it is ultimate. Triggers and these all things are really not required, but stored procedure is required. Okay. Yeah, but still, why should we ignore some concepts? Please practice and let me know if you have any questions further. Just send me a mail. Okay, I will give you some time whenever you and me both are free, and I will clarify your doubts.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, Hanuman Garu, Chaitu. This is SQL, PLSQL, and for you people also the same. So if you have any questions or if any doubts or something is support is required, let me know through the mail or through the call, something like that, Skype. So I will give you the enough time and I'll support you. Okay, fine. Thank you. Bye.